PoE systems are very much plug and play. There's not a lot of user input that's required to get the camera showing.
Yep.
You just plug it in, the recorder looks at it, sees it, provides the power it needs, and then goes, all right, I'll process the image. Here you go, ready to view.
I think this episode will mainly for an introduction to all the PoE camera, especially the Fusion range.
Yeah.
To sort of helping customers how to choose which camera they want. So I'm going through the PoE range.
PoE range, yeah. That's the main kind of one we tend to sell. Most popular range.
Yeah. And I think it's reliable as well because it's going through the cable. You wouldn't have the problem of dropping out signal.
Yeah, if you watched our video yesterday when we were explaining those kind of things, a PoE system does not have those kind of hang-ups also.
Exactly. So we offer 4 shapes for the PoE cameras. We have 2 dome cameras and 2 bullet cameras. And the difference between those two are literally just the shape. Some of the commercial customers more like those kind of things for their warehouses, and the homeowners more like the dome camera because they are not very intrusive. I would say
more heavy duty. So yeah, in terms of actual shape, it's mainly just it comes down to personal preference, is what I like to say to customers if they're kind of having to decide.
Yeah, and those camera comes in those white, and they come also in
a grey variant,
gunpowder grey we call it. And I think in most circumstances people will, I think 70% of customer will go for the gunpowder grey because they are low profile as well.
Yeah,
but depending if your house is painted in white, I think white maybe look better.
Yeah,
so
I'd say a lot of customers tend to get the cameras based on if they are based on their walls, basically white or grey. They want it to kind of fit in and not be as noticeable. They want it to be more conspicuous, more subtle.
So you got a small dome and a bigger dome, and you got a small bullet and bigger bullet. So for the bigger variant of the shape, they have this thing called auto zoom.
Yes.
Autofocus. Basically you can zoom in 5 times and you can focus on a particular point. Let's say your driveway is quite far away and you want install your camera in front of your house. You can kind of optically zoom in and just look the gate and still have a 4K resolution.
Yeah.
So I would say that's that. So so those variant you can see on the screen. Let's just pick one. This one so this is our most popular one, mega value, the small.
So it's the grey variant of this smaller camera right here. So when it comes down to a feature, what we like to describe it as is that each one, of course, has a feature. Reeves, of course, mentioned that the larger cameras have a motorized lens, which allows you to zoom in and out without any loss of quality. The smaller cameras have a built-in microphone. With these, things around the camera can be captured to be heard back through the recorder. You don't need any external kind of components like a CCTV microphone or external power going to it. It's all traveled along the cable that's still used to actually power the camera in the first place.
So for the audio you just mentioned, obviously all our Fusion range come with the audio recording. So basically they have a microphone built into the camera, but obviously that's for the Fusion range.
Yes.
We're gonna focus on the Fusion range. We have other range on sale, but we're gonna focus on Fusion range.
Yes, essentially that's going to become our standard kind of camera that we sell.
So talking about Fusion range, a lot of customers have confusions. So I think we should start from here and talk about how FusionLight works. So basically, you can see FusionLight basically is 2 sort of light built into one light cluster. Normally, we just use infrared light during night because the difference basically during the night, right? The daytime, all the camera is the same. Even you have some sort of like, any night vision won't affect the daytime recording. So during night, normally we'll have infrared, which means you will use this invisible infrared light bulb to sort of present a black and white sort of night vision. So if anyone walk past your house, they wouldn't see anything. But then you can set it if someone walk past your house and detect a person or detect a car or anything, it will turn on this white light and it will illuminate this area, and it will show, it's basically a colorful image in the night. So that's essentially what it is. But obviously, a lot of customers do not wish to have this bright light at night, which you can do. So basically, you can just turn it off. Basically, all night, throughout the night, you won't have any sort of bright light.
So we have 3 different types of night vision mode, because we used to have the 2 cameras split as individual kind of features. So in the cameras he's mentioned, of course, you can have the light turn on when it detects movement, or you can have it in an infrared only mode where it never turns on at all. But there's also the option to have the LED light on at all times during the night also, if you are interested in that kind of viewing of night vision. But of course that can be a bit more problematic to surrounding people and all that kind of stuff.
Your neighbors.
Or depending on how you've angled it, like if one of them's looking more towards inside of your house.
So what we recently done is we don't want customer to be scared of this kind of white light. So
we don't want you to think it's the standard. It's more an option. So we've made it more clear that it's infrared first, color LED second.
Yeah. So you can basically turn it off or completely turn it off if you want. So it's no bright light at all. So yeah, that's one thing we've been trying to kind of emphasize on the website. So customer knows, they're in safe hand, not to scare neighbors. So yeah, that if essentially that is FusionLight, basically the next level technology to offer all sort of night vision solutions for all sort of customers. Yeah,
because it admittedly it was a bit of a confusion for customers to get one or the other. Like it was pretty common for me to deal with customers buying the full color range and going, I didn't expect it to be on at all times during the night. And they'd like to exchange it just for infrared. They'd rather have infrared than color LED. This way you can have your infrared first and your color LED second as a supplemental kind of addition to your night vision.
So I hope that clears everything out on this topic. So we talked about audio recording. So all our Fusion range cameras come with all the built-in audio. So you can disable it on the recorder, so you don't record any sound, but obviously it comes with standard. So obviously offer another layer of protection. You know, if you go into court and obviously in your own land, you can show the audio being recorded and show in the court case. So that's another layer of protection.
Yes, absolutely.
Next one is. Obviously, I like to mention this 4K because Domar CCTV is mainly a 4K focused company, especially PoE cameras. I mean, for the wireless camera, it's a bit different because the bandwidths and all the other issues. So, in certain circumstances, wireless maybe benefit from the 5MP as well. But for 4K and for 5MP, the price in the future, the difference is going to be minimal for PoE. Right now, we focus on 4K. We offer 5MP. 4K basically is 8MP. It's not
8K.
It's not 8K because there's no such thing as 8K right now. So 4K is basically the highest resolution you can get for in current technology.
Yes, I think what confuses customers about thinking it's 8K is because there's no real, it's 1080p, it's 1440p, and then it's 4K. There's nothing that really kind of is a shortcut to say what 5MP is, which is 2594 by 1942.
So basically 5MP and 4MP, basically they are kind of similar. It's not a lot of difference, but when you compare 4MP and 8MP, it's like double the resolution, so you see a lot sharper. And when you compare 4K with 1080p, that is 4 times sharper. So it's quite a lot of differences. I mean, long time ago, or even now, people selling 1080p. I'm not sure why people are still selling it, but 4K has become the standard nowadays. So 4K is something I like to sort of give a few seconds on. And we're going to talk about this AI smart motion detection. Would you like to say something about it?
So the AI detection on our cameras is that you can set certain parameters of your video image to be detecting if a humanoid shape crosses the boundary of the video. So say you've set your garden and someone walks across your garden. If someone walks into a specific area or boundary of it, it will start telling you, hey, this person's not supposed to be here, and here's a photo and maybe a short video that you've set it to do of this person walking here and what they may have done in the time frame that they were actually in the area. It's basically a way to give you more security and more knowledge of what's going on, even when you're not paying attention to the system, because the average person is not going to be sitting at their CCTV system slaving over it for 6 hours at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
this is to help you when you're not at the box, keep you in the loop.
Yeah, that's one aspect of it. And obviously the other aspect is for your hard drive, obviously, because hard drive is so expensive now with all this AI stuff going on. Hard drives price have doubled. We used to sell the various different surveillance hard drive. We've been focusing on Sharp. Sorry, is it Sharp?
No, so we had Seagate. Toshiba and Seagate were the two we had.
Toshiba, and those surveillance hard drive, because the price is going up so much, so we have to kind of increase the hard drive price on our website. And but because we have AI detection, you don't need to buy such a big hard drive. If you only record when, let's say, the camera detect the person walking past, but that's essentially what you need, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have anything going on, you don't need to turn it on. You don't need to record anything. So when you have this turned on, you only record this section of the day where there is activity. So that will dramatically save your hard drive space.
Though I would like to clarify, you could set this on a per camera basis. So the best way to kind of look at it is that you're right. Maybe say in my kind of situation where I said the garden, you're not really going to need 24/7 recording, because if someone comes in the garden, then evidently that's going to be something notable, and you're going to want to know who that was, and they want to record the motion only at that point. But say you're facing it at a street where you have a bunch of people walking across it over and over and over again, it will. If you kept it on recording only, at that point you're basically still going to be doing close to 24/7. So you can set that camera in the garden to be on AI recording only, but the front camera can be on 24/7 recording at the same time.
Very good idea. Yeah. So okay, so the next thing is the built-in 4 GB memory. So this one is quite special because, as you probably know, with the AI boom, the DDR is really difficult to grab. And our camera, fortunately, come with 4 GB of memory, which means your camera, if you don't have a recorder or you do have a recorder, you want some like short-term backup. If you want to take a snapshot every time the camera sends some human or car to enter the thing, you can set it up so you save a one little pictures on your camera. So essentially, that's what that for. Obviously, you can put an SD card into it, but SD card compared to the DDR, the DDR have much longer lifespan, which means if you want to use this DDR, this camera for years and years, this DDR is not going to fail, but SD card have high potential of failing. I wouldn't say it will fail like straight away. It will last for a year or two, but the DDR is the one which you'll be able to write wipe many times without fail. So the DDR really it's a feature we like to promote on our Fusion range. I can't promise this Fusion range will always have DDR because it's so expensive.
Yeah, it might have to be
eventually. Yeah, eventually will be taken out. Obviously, when you're taken out, you will know from website. But yeah, I like to focus because a lot of camera don't have this DDR3 technology, and to have that it's really expensive. So take the opportunity to grab those camera now before it ran out. And in regarding with the wide angle range, the wide angle lens.
Yeah.
All camera come with wide angle. 2.8 is the standard wide angle.
To put that in degrees, it's 124 degrees.
Or up to so this one actually the varifocal have slightly very micro wider because it come with 2.7 millimeter to 12.8, and the standard one is 2.8. But in terms of visuals, you won't notice any difference. The only difference would be the bigger camera, you can zoom in without losing any viewing quality. So yeah, just a quick one. They're all wide angle. So if you're looking at wide angle cameras, they all do that. PoE. So I would like to mention this PoE stuff, building PoE. The reason that the PoE camera is so easy to set up or so easy to install is that all you need is one single cable, one side connect to the recorder, one side to connect to the camera, and that is it. So you don't need to do anything else. You plug it in, and that's all set up.
Yes, the PoE systems are very much plug and play. There's not a lot of user input that's required to get the camera showing.
Yep.
You just plug it in, the recorder looks at it, sees it, provides the power it needs, and then goes, all right, I'll process the image. Here you go, ready to view.
That's it. And obviously, all the link up IP stuff we've been talking about yesterday, you don't need to do that because the recorder automatically distributes the IP address to the camera.
Because it has its own internal subnet, its own internal network it uses to kind of allocate the cameras to each individual port on the back of your recorder.
Yeah. So I would say if you are doing a new house, you kind of refurbish your new house, or you just bought a new house and you have the opportunity to lay cables, go for PoE. You don't even need to think about it. Go for PoE, and you will have many years in the future. I would say you never need to worry about it anymore, because that basically you lay down this cable and you can update the camera in the future if you want to, update the recorder, and you do not need to touch the cable, because essentially the cable, putting down the cable is the most costly one.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing this for so many years, but from my experience, the installer will charge around 100 and 200 pound, between 100 to 200 pound per camera.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I mean, they're doing their job, and you don't need to do it. It's quite a, nasty job. I've done a couple of times.
Yeah.
I have to go through everywhere, lay down the cable. So the fee is okay, but you don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do every 2 years,
Yes. So essentially, if you do it once, you pay once, you don't pay again, essentially. Whereas with, say, a wireless system, for example, you need to route the cables, you need to route the power cables to go to the nearest wall sockets. If anything changes in regards to those, then you need to figure out how to route them around, all that kind of stuff. And so I'd say if you lay out your Ethernet cables in advance when you're kind of doing something along the way, if you're considering it, you might as well just get that done, because it will pay off in dividends in the future.
Many years. Okay, so the next one, should we talk about waterproof? They're all waterproof.
Yeah, IP67 rated, so they can
IP67 rated. You can install it anywhere, and they will be fine. So there's not a lot to talk about it, because you will see, actually, if you buy from Amazon or some other places where you see those plastic cameras, they are different.
Yes, we must actually make clear that these are
metal cameras.
These are metal cameras. They are.
Yes, and they're very strong and waterproof, I would say. So, I mean, if you touch our camera and touch some of the camera or you bought from Amazon, the plasticky one, cheap 20 quid one, they're completely different. You can
feel the difference, even in just the weight as well. These have got some real heft to it.
Real industry level cost. So yeah, that's that. I would just like to mention that. And next one is Sony STARVIS. I don't know what to say. That's the best chip.
Yeah,
that's the best sensor.
Best sensor you can get in a CCTV camera, and it has been for many years at this point.
Yeah,
it's never done us wrong. It does. Every customer always seems to enjoy it whenever they actually get a look at the camera image. So
yeah, I mean, for Sony, so that comes. So basically, you can use any sensors, and during the daytime, you wouldn't notice any big differences. Still under the sun, all the sensor kind of feel the same.
Yeah.
But the important difference comes during the night. So when there's not a lot of light going on and the area is very dark, the sensor is essentially the only thing differentiate well, wouldn't say only thing, but one of the main thing differentiate from a good camera to the bad cameras. With Sony, they are specialized in the sort of low light situation. With the cheaper cameras, they don't mention Sony on their website or anything. So if you go into a product listing, they don't say Sony. Basically, they use some sensor which is not Sony, I would say. Even some bigger brands, they wouldn't put it on because they don't use Sony. Sony is a lot more expensive. What you do is, what the difference is during the night, if you not use Sony, the people, if someone walk past in front of your house, you will see a blur person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Sony completely
eliminates
that, but if you compare two cameras together, Sony will see a much clearer picture. And some of the chips, some of the sensors I see, they start to see this mosaic kind of feeling. So you know, it's like, I don't know how to explain. Sony will see a person, but other camera will you know those mosaic when you see a TV, they want to blur out the area. They use this kind of pixelated. What was that word?
Pixelated, like I'm not sure exactly what you're referring. I know what you're referring to, but I don't know what I haven't got the word in my head either.
I think the word is called mosaic. It's called mosaic.
Mosaic.
Mosaic. Oh my god, is that mosaic?
It's something like that. I know it's Mosey something. But I think it's mosaic.
Anyway, so that's that. I'll put I'll put something on maybe in the video. Yeah. So Sony will see like much clearer, and especially with STARVIS, Sony STARVIS sensors. It basically means you can see very good color image when there's only stars in the sky.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you look out for Sony STARVIS. All our camera use Sony sensors. So if you buy from Domar CCTV, you are in safe hand. The last thing I want to mention is the apps.
So we've had 3 apps over the years, really.
Yeah.
And we're currently moving on to our latest one, which is called the Zxtech App.
So finally, I mean, the company has been using BitVision before, then moved to V247, and essentially we're moving all the platform, including iOS, Android, Mac, Windows, all have dedicated app under the sole name of Zxtech.
Yep.
They all sort of on the same platform, and you can log in with the same account. But before you do that, obviously make sure you reinstall and remove all your device from old app if you're using. If you're using BitVision, it's too late. If your previous app is V247, you can migrate to
Zxtech with no issues.
With no issues. BitVision is too old. I mean, if your camera's more than 3 years old, I don't think you can do that anymore.
Well, it's not really your cameras, to be more accurate, it's your recorder. So if you ever wanted to move over to a new app and you wanted to move on from BitVision, it would be a recorder that would have to be replaced. It's a lot easier to upgrade your cameras to latest firmwares. It's a lot more difficult to do the recorder.
You're right. I mean, recorder is not expensive. If you really want to move the Zxtech, you can buy a new recorder.
Yeah.
I mean, all our cameras
work on the previous model.
Yeah. So if you do want to move on to the next generation app, Zxtech, you can. We will do another separate kind of podcast.
I was about to say, if you are interested in actually seeing how you install these apps and these programs, stay tuned because we will be doing that.
We're definitely doing that. I'm thinking doing that tomorrow, or maybe we'll see. So yeah, that's the overview. I don't know if we're missing anything. I would like to talk about what's in the box. If you buy a whole set, it comes with all the camera, all the cables, and the recorder. So it's really plug and play. Only thing it's not included is the cable connected to your TV. The reason being is we don't know what cable your TV work with. Some use VGA.
The box uses VGA and HDMI, so you can use either of those two. But HDMIs are very common. You know, the average person has a HDMI cable just laying around. Probably.
So all you need is grab one from Amazon. It's
and one thing I would also like to clarify, because he said we have all the cables in there. To be clear, there is a specific amount of cables in varying lengths you get in the kit. So, for example, we're looking at the 4-camera kit. You'll get 2 10-meter cables and 2 20-meter cables. The easy way to kind of say it is that if you have an even number of cameras, you'll get an equal amount of 10-meter and 20-meter. And if it's an odd number of cameras, you'll have one less 20-meter than 10-meter.
And you also come with a 2-meter cable to connect your
Recorder
to the router, so you can view it on your phone anywhere you want. You don't need to connect that one, but it's much easier.
Yeah.
And hard drive comes optional. If you purchase the kit on the top with a hard drive option, it will come pre-installed. Those hard drive are surveillance grade. If you don't want to purchase hard drive from us, it's totally fine. Make sure you buy a surveillance grade hard drive. I think we have a pretty good price. If you buy from Amazon, those prices are a lot higher at this market.
Yeah.
We have a pretty good price. So
additionally, you can buy a normal hard drive for a system like this, but the thing is, when we say surveillance grade, these hard drives are designed to constantly deal with the read and writes that a CCTV system has, because the CCTV system basically never sleeps.
But we keep writing, keep reading. And if you don't buy a surveillance for PC, as you know, PC only write and read when you actually save something. So the lifespan of a PC hard, you can still install one, but the lifespan gonna be a lot shorter. And you don't know when to fail. Once it fails, it's gonna be a nightmare.
That's it. It's gone.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know because you don't look at it all the time until one day you have an incident and you see the hard drive is gone.
Yeah,
it's not very good. Very nice. So yeah, that's that. And our camera come with a deep base. So we have
optional
deep base. So you need to either purchase it or purchase separately. So if you buy from the top here, you can choose 4 camera will come 4 deep base. The 5 camera will come with 5 deep base, but you can choose not buy it, just buy 1 or 2 depending on installation. The deep base basically is a good option if you want to hide any excess cables in it. But if you want to drill a big hole and hide cable inside your wall, you can do that. But it's a big hole.
Yeah,
you need to.
I would say I like to recommend to customers, if you're going to be installing it outdoors, it's best to have a deep base because that provides the least amount of kind of fuss in regards to it. You just drill the base onto the wall and route the cables into that.
Yeah. So a lot of installers prefer a deep base, but once you have the deep base, it's really just that much taller, and you can hide a cable at the back, and it's waterproof, so it helps a lot. And we got a dimension on the website, and so if you scroll down, you will see all the alternative options. Yeah, I mean, we talked about all that, and yeah, so basically that's it. That's a general introduction to our PoE system. We call it RX kit because the SKU stuff from RX.
Yeah.
Different kit have a different prefix. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think we've covered everything pretty well.
Okay. We'll see you next time with our Zxtech App episode.
Installation. We will give you the steps for doing everything in that regard, and yeah.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.